Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture and Hobby Shops of the Metro. And we are here again in the Old Market area to visit another wonderful thrift shop here in the Old Market area. I can't wait to see what we can find inside this one. So without further ado, let's take a look inside, see what we can find. My name is Wesley Weeks. Join me as we visit a variety of pop culture and hobby shops that can be found in the Omaha area that will spark your interest and inner child as we look at the world of plastic models, video games, comic books, trading cards, and beyond. Sit back as we discover pop culture and hobby shops of the Metro. Hello everyone, and we are inside the Old Market Emporium, and I am currently surrounded by plushies and gamer hats. If this isn't pop culture, I don't know what is, for at least modern pop culture. But this is only one small section of Jeremy's shop that we will be sitting down and talking to in a little bit. But let's take a look a little bit of what we actually have here. We have Mario wallets, Xbox hats, and we got a whole wall of different and cool little plushies all over here. And we even have Kingdom Hearts stuff over here from their sword, Zelda. It's pretty cool, but this is only like more of the gamer side of pop culture. So before we actually get to a tour of the entire shop, let's sit down with Jeremy and get a quick interview on how his store got started.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Pruitt, the owner of the Old Market Emporium.
Thank you again, Jeremy, for sitting down. I know it is a very busy day, as you can probably clearly hear that a lot of people are walking upstairs above our heads. Yeah, so we're in like one of your little special little caves here for employees.
Right.
So tell us a little bit of like what got you started doing a shop like this.
Well, I started because I enjoyed selling things. First it started as garage selling, and then I started selling things on eBay. I liked going out and finding things at thrift shops, Goodwills, or garage sales, wherever I could. Other novelty shops that I could clean up, repair, fix up, and flip for 3 times or more what I paid for it.
So that's really cool that you actually decided to do a business like this, because I saw a whole bunch of different things when I walked around your store. You've got a Star Wars section, you have a small little anime section, which is pretty cool since that's starting to become on the mainstream now for pop culture. And you have all sorts of other vintage stuff, like a little bit more downstairs-ish. You have like a records place and all that. So basically it's like, what was like your first objective? Because it's kind of a little all over the place. You're going with retro too, which is also can be pop culture as well, because people like probably around my dad's age are remembering Beatles and all Elvis and stuff like that, and they want to get those records back, and you know that it's now becoming more pop culture. So what kind of led you to kind of going in this kind of direction for your business?
Well, it started as a hobby, and the two things that led it was my grandfather teaching me to repair lighters, the Bronson, the butane lighters, Zippos, and then knives. Taking knives that were rusted, restoring them, sharpening them, using a whetstone with water, learning how to do things like that. People would give away things that you never thought was what they would consider one person's trash is another person's treasure, and they wouldn't realize that with a little bit of time, a little bit of elbow grease, you fix that up, polish it up, shine it up, people will pay a lot for that. And so that's how it started, was with lighters and knives. And I started selling them on eBay. Sold a lot of Cabbage Patch dolls to people in England. That was very popular. And one thing led to another. And then, having to quit a career because you start realizing, hey, what I'm enjoying doing is starting to bring in as much income as my career, and I'm not even investing as many hours into it as I had to with my career. So you have to make a decision. And that was a scary point, though, because you have to make a jump, no matter what anybody says. But it's finding something that you enjoy and something that pays the bills, being practical with it. If you can find something to do where those two meet, that is the key to it. It's finding something you can enjoy the rest of your life that will also help you can make quite a bit of money doing it.
Yeah, definitely. That is very, very relatable. Is if you enjoy doing what you love and it actually pays the bills, it's like, why not take a gamble at it and venture into something you will fully enjoy and put in more time and investment in because you enjoy doing it and you're willing to do more of the work than compared to a job that is more like a 9-to-5 pencil pusher kind of job, which kind of leads into, like, I'm kind of curious of what all the product you actually have here. So what do you actually sell in your shop?
Well, obviously lighters and knives, and then action figures. We have, I try to learn something new all the time. If you're going to be a business owner, you're going to be a student of always learning. So I learned how to repair and fix Star Wars, G.I. Joes, He-Mans, Barbies, Bratz. Monster High is huge right now. So it's everything. It's not just guys' toys, but also you try to learn different things. You keep branching out. I'm challenging my staff to always learn, clothes. I don't know clothes that well. Sneakers. Some people have no sneakers. I don't know sneakers that well. But my thing I'm personally working on this next year is board games, vintage board games. The difference between, say, a Monopoly game you get at Walmart and a 1968 Monopoly game, or a 1972 Clue game, or Battleship, or Stratego, and then how to clean that up carefully, especially the board and the pieces, and make sure it's complete, and then to seal it, to reseal it and shrink wrap it. That's giving it that time to make it look good. So those are a lot of the products I have. I also sell a lot of wholesale. I dived into that as well. So I sell a lot of new things, and that's where things kind of took off, was when the two of those met together. It really exploded, and that's what led me to, okay, maybe I need to invest my full time into this, where this needs to be something I do 24/7. But it's like, somebody wanting to work 9 to 5. There's no such thing as owning your own business and working 9 to 5. There's no such thing as that. That's how you go broke. That's how you'll go. If you're going to work for yourself, you're going to have to develop a different way of thinking, where you're not looking at a salary anymore or a paycheck. You're looking more at a lifestyle and your life energy. What are you going to put your life energy into? How much time is required to do that job that you're willing to do? And your raises are completely dependent on how much you're willing to invest in time-wise into that project. So if you're not getting paid as much, then you have to invest more hours, but you're going to work a lot of hours, or pay somebody to work for you.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things, is finding people that you trust to work with, that know what they are talking about. Like, for instance, one of the Hobbytown USA's just up in Lincoln just got new management, actually. And they are venturing into new territories that the previous owner never wanted. So now this hobby shop that was mostly just focusing on models and RC is now diving into Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, Pokemon, and all other types of more pop culture class games and stuff, because the new owner sees the market for it. They're able to order it, so why not sell it? So I can understand a little bit where that's coming from, where it's like you have to venture into new things, knowing, because now they have to get new people that know that kind of stuff too. Because I've been going to that Hobbytown USA since I was a small child, so I always wondered why they never carried stuff like that, where some other ones down in Lincoln actually do have an entire, like, it's like a hodgepodge of everything from cards, anime stuff, you name it, they probably have it at this one particular hobby shop down in Lincoln. So that kind of leads into like how do you start advertising for stuff like that? Because like you were saying, you're doing a lot of research, you're doing a lot of stuff, but it doesn't do you any good if you can't sell it. So how do you find a way of promoting and advertising the product that you have for people to buy?
Yeah, innovation is tough. The biggest advertisement to innovation is you have to listen to the dollar. If you're gonna be a boss, you will always have a boss. If you're gonna be a store owner, your boss is gonna be your customers and the dollars. And you gotta always have your ear to the rail of what's selling and what's not, how much they're willing to pay for it, and when your product is too low of price or too high of price. That's constantly in flux. That's constantly changing. Some things that, people were scoffing at too high of a price a year ago, now they're flying off the shelves at that same price. And you're like, wow, you got to be able to change with time. Being an owner is constantly being a student of the game of business, of what are people willing to pay. Some items, if they're more complete, you have to always be aware of what your customers are willing to pay. They are your boss. That's who your boss is. And the minute you lose track of that, the minute you start losing money, losing customers, so a lot of businesses, we do is just promoting it as just word of mouth, giving a good product. If you give people something that they're willing to pay for and show them a good time, word will quickly get out, and they will want to bring their friends back, and then they'll want to bring their friends back, and before long you have more business than you know what to do with, just simply because you took pride in your work, you did a good job, you presented something that is really nice, you paid attention to what's moving. I have ideas that I've ran across in the past 12 years that worked, and a lot of them didn't. Things that sell and some things that don't. And you have to know which items are selling really well and put your energy into that area, and which items people aren't selling well. And if they're not selling well, is there something you can do to make it sell more? Or is that a product line that you should walk away from and put your energy and money and time in another area? Being able to be flexible and change with times and change with your customer and be a student of the game of what they want. Learning by the numbers. You can use SurveyMonkey to have somebody stand out front of your store and find out even what kind of soda they want. You can break business down to any numerical thing, so it's not so much of a guessing game.
Yeah, I think that kind of answered like roughly one of my last questions that I kind of had for you was what kind of things you learn while learning to run your business. I think you kind of summed it up pretty good. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of understanding the market. First of all, you actually try to fix a lot of your merchandise that you have. Not a lot of places do that. They see it's broken and mark it down, but you see the dollar sign. If this thing is fixed and fully intact, I could sell this for even more money than just what it is just as is. So that is also a very big investment and a gamble to do as well, because I've saw some of your Star Wars toys up there, because I'm a big fan of like the military aircraft and the Star Wars starships and stuff like that. I just love them. And so I'm always looking for other things like that in pretty good size. And you have quite a few on there that are in really good condition. High price, but it's sad to say. But it's like, it's all there. It's perfect. It's mint. If I wanted to hang it from my ceiling It's perfect for good decoration because it's nice, mint, clean. You don't see that in a lot of smaller thrift shops and stuff like that. So it is very, very cool that you actually take the time and effort to actually maintain your product and all that for your customers, because they see good products, they're obviously going to come back. Probably after breaking their piggy bank open a little bit. I'm almost half tempted to do that myself. But
you want to become that. You want to become a high-end collector shop. If I can find a vintage 1981 Duke from G.I. Joe, and even if he's messed up, the bands are loose or broken, can I take the time to fix the band, put them together, pair them up with both his guns and his backpack? Well, then how much can I pay for that? Or if I can find a yellowed stormtrooper hidden in a bag at a thrift stop or a Goodwill, and I can learn how to deoxidize them and turn them back to white without messing up the black paint on them, and then pair him up with his gun and put him on a nice stand or in a case. How much is that worth to the collector? What are they willing to pay? And that's smart that Hobbytown is doing that, where they're being diversifying business-wise. You don't want to just become a one-trick pony show where all your eggs and your entire success is on one thing. Like records, we sell records. Records are hit and miss. Some records will sell, they kind of go in flux. But if you're just selling just records, then you are susceptible to the market of when records are popular and when they're not. So if I sell records and toys, boys and girls toys, I gotta learn, because the guys may think I don't want to learn girls' toys. I don't want to learn the toys that are popular with ladies. But what about Littlest Pet Shop? That has exploded. What about Bratz or Monster High, who have had their label repurchased, and now the sales for those product lines are going through the roof? Where now I'm receiving income from multiple areas. So if one area is not selling as well, but this area is selling really well, now I've got more stability over the long term, and I can weather things like recessions, like tough times that we're going through right now. You have more stability because you're more diversified. You offer more different things to your customers. And that's where that's very smart of Hobbytown to do that. You don't want to become stagnant. You got to constantly be learning.
Thank you again so much for sitting down and talking with us. Before we go, you did say one of your co-workers will give us a tour. So we will be taking a short break, and one of his co-workers will give us a tour of his wonderful shop that's upstairs, which a lot of people have been walking. So I do apologize for all the walking above us. But before we go, I actually have a question for you guys.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Pruitt, owner of the Old Market Emporium, and now it's your turn to tell me which of these you think is considered pop culture.
Hi, my name is Peter Lazzariano. I'm the general manager here at the Old Market Emporium. Here we're at the entrance, which is like our plushie wall, our grab bags, our random old collectible toys, and our Transformers. I don't know if you can get a good shot of this. And then I'll take it this way. Right here we got all of our Nebraska Collectibles. We're one of the only places in Omaha that has this stuff. We have our throwing knives, our tasers, our protection that's non-lethal. We got our cool like Spartan masks, our Baja hoodies. We have our LARPing swords, all that stuff. In this case right here, we have our Vikings and our unicorns. In this case right here, we have our like Day of the Dead, fairies, witches, that kind of stuff. Lots of sunglasses, as you can see. Over here, this is our dragon case. Up high, We have the Game of Thrones night, a lot of cool decorations up there. Our steampunk case. Right here, these are all of our medieval weapons, more knights and stuff. Now if you look on this side, we have our very cool belt buckles. Out the front, knives, stilettos, more throwing stars, some bigger daggers, wall full of swords. If you follow me this way, over here we have all of our like Huskers area. It's one of our best sellers. Then this is the Disney area, so if you'll follow me through it, we got all the Disney princesses, Winnie the Pooh. Then we have a wall full of Mickey, Minnie, and friends. Sectioned off by like different movies like Aladdin, all that good stuff. Over here, this is our Pixar wall. So we got the figures, more figures, plush. And then up there, we got like our big Stitch, our big Winnie the Pooh, our life-size Mickey Mouse, which is probably bigger than me. Over here, we have Disney pins, some more vintage stuff, more Disney. Then we come to the Barbie, Monster High sort of area. Now we're going into the anime section. Start with the Hello Kitty wall. Size from giant to like tiny. Posters, wall scrolls. These sell really well. These are our anime swords. Lanyards, socks, hats, some big figures. Start with the TMNT. We got a giant one up there, like very old figures that you can't find anywhere. Start with our Star Wars and Ghostbusters. Here's our Ghostbuster case. Here's our like Star Wars. This is one of my like close to my heart favorite stuff. Battle Hoth. We literally made the Battle Hoth. Ewok Village, you know, stuff that you can't find anywhere because it's so old. And we always got the movie playing. It's all the Sith Lords. Then we got in-package figures of all kinds and lightsabers. Just tons of it. All right, this is the DC area. So if you look behind you, we got Wonder Woman up high, right here. Yeah, and then a bunch of figurines. And then on this side, we got comics, more figures, pops. This stuff flies off the shelf. We have half a case dedicated to Batman because he's my favorite character, and so I said we need half a case for him. And then we also have X-Men for that. Lots of anime hats. Started the Looney Tunes, got a whole wall. We got giant Kermit and Cookie Monster, and then if you come this way, you can see the giant Gumby, and it looks like his horse fell, but yeah. Then this way, we got our raisins, California raisins. We got our M&Ms, our big green M&M. Our vintage comics are in here. This is like a random case filled with like just things like little pet shops. Like we have ones that from the second generation that you can't find anywhere else. More antique stuff, our tiny doll furniture and our doll house. This is our Fiesta ware, cups and plates. And then this whole area is our like fast food slash like Campbell's slash like Hershey's kind of area slash Coke. Let's see, Magic the Gathering. This is one of my personal favorites. It's Lord of the Rings. He's literally riding a dragon fighting a Balrog. Pokemon. We got our big dragon in the corner. Right here. And then more knives, more hats. Oh. Ah. All right, over here we got our Nightmare Before Christmas section, and that brings us to our horror. So we got lots of like horror books, Stephen King, Twilight, Nightmare Before Christmas, tons of creepy clowns, Spawn, anything you can think of. This is our like smoking case. More hats, band pins. This is watches. This is our sock wall right here. Any sock you can think of, we probably have it. Contacts, pocket watches. This is our incense holders. Right behind you, this is a crystal case. Tons of cool crystals in here. Our canes, we also have sword canes in here. Jewelry, belts, more socks, even more knives. This is our pot memorabilia, as well as other psychedelics, and it's also our pride area. Alice in Wonderland kind of stuff, more glass, cool gems. Right here is our like fanny packs and stuff, old collectible stuff like old Bibles and stuff. CDs, this is our Lego case, and this is our Lego figure case. This is our Native American section. We got lots of cool statues, dream catchers, all that. This is Day of the Dead, Buddha. This is our Christian case, our unicorn, and then this is our Precious Moments. This is Jeremy.
Since this is all up here.
This is the start of our video game, Pokemon. Tons of Pokemon plush. Mario and Friends, Sonic, Kirby, the whole 9 yards, lots of hats, lots of cool like collectible swords and stuff. Excuse us guys.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yep. Old consoles that you can't find anywhere. Lots of video games, giant Kirby, and then that brings you to the front where we have lots of like really cool stuff. If you just ever come in and look at the front, we got comics, toys, just lots of cool stuff. And that's the Emporium.
I told you, I'll take a shiny Pokemon if you take the shiny ring. It's a fair trade.
Hey, Puff, what's going on here?
I'm trying to haggle with the dragon.
You're trying to haggle with a dragon.
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
You're trying to haggle with a dragon, first of all. And then you're trying to haggle to get a dragon ring from a dragon. All right, well, have fun with that. Hey, let us know if you need any help, Puff.
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed the Emporium here in the Old Market area. I know I did. Jeremy and his staff were awesome to help me out with finding all sorts of stuff and giving me a wonderful tour of their wonderful shop. I managed to buy a couple things. I bought 2 keychains from some more anime. As you can probably see, there's a reoccurring theme going on here. So I got my 2 favorite little waifus. And I saw this on their top shelf is a really big anime bunny girl for one of my favorite series. So I am really happy I managed to find these, and a big shout out to everyone for helping me with support with this video project. And I will see you guys in the next episode as we continue to explore pop culture and hobby shops in the Metro. Until next time, I'm Wesley Weeks. See you in the next episode.